Well, Eddie was the most exciting person to live with. You never knew what was going to happen next. Most of it all very good. Very interesting. Very intelligent.
Right.
And I had a very enjoyable life with her.
Okay. And did you have...
It was a big shock when she died.
Yes.
I automatically assumed that I would die before her. And we used to discuss it.
Mm.
And I used to tell her, yeah, you know, I prepared her for my death.
Mm. And you had a bypass surgery at one point?
Yeah, I had, yeah.
When was that? How old were you?
It was in 1985, I think.
Okay.
Something like that.
Right.
But I just forget. I always feel healthy, and I still feel healthy.
Did you have a heart attack?
Yes, I had a heart attack.
Oh, okay.
Actually, it's just, I was playing in a bridge competition in London, and came the last round, and we were going to win. And came to the last hand, and I felt queer, and I said, I just wouldn't be able to. I'm too sick, and I made sure that my partner played the hand rather than me, which gave us a very bad board. As a result, we came second rather than last, than win.
Mm.
And I explained that to him afterwards, and he thought I was just making excuses. And he gave me a lift home, and he soon realized when I started saying, look, you better get me home quickly, that it was the heart attack. I had a heart attack.
So then did you go straight to hospital or?
Well, we phoned.
And they picked you up?
There, and I went straight to hospital.
And was it a bad heart attack?
Well, they then put me through tests, and I had a heart bypass. I didn't, you know, I felt queer. Wasn't that bad. And I recovered very quickly.
When you say it wasn't that bad, you must...
Well, I mean, it wasn't painful, but I knew I was having a heart attack.
Oh, how did you know? Where was the pain?
Well, where a heart is supposed to be.
Oh. And tell us about David.
Well, I think I was saying that, well, I had a great deal of pleasure watching him play tennis.
Yeah.
But he had, in order to, he had one main fault, which he couldn't do anything about. He's really too short to be a top class tennis player.
Right.
You can succeed, you know, but then you've got to have more talent than he had. And if you haven't got a good serve, being a professional and making a living from it is not going to work.
And then you came down to South Africa in which year? Back to South Africa?
No. So therefore, well, he... Oh yes, sorry, I did tell you about... I left England in 1999 and I came here in 2000.
To Cape Town?
Yeah.
And you bought this apartment, did you?
Well, I bought it in 1999, but I moved in April 2000.
Right. And you've been here ever since?
Yeah.
2012?
Yeah.
12 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And when did Addie die? Which year did she die?
1996.
Right.
I actually had, for 3 years, I mourned for Addie. I just wasn't interested in any other woman. And then at once, I don't know exactly when it happened, but I decided, no, now's the time to stop mourning. I've got to lead a new life.
Right.
And so I decided that I couldn't achieve this in England, although I was very, very happy there. And that it was either Israel or South Africa. And the weak rand decided me on South Africa. basically I could make a mistake.
But you bought it at the right time. It was.
Yes, but also, if it went wrong, I wasn't losing a fortune. If I went to Israel, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, you could lose a lot of money. So, and how's your 12 years been here back in South Africa?
Well, the first thing resulting from a bad packers of
Sorry?
resulting from bad transporters of goods
Oh yeah.
who took that head,
Oh yeah.
which is made by Lalit,
Oh yeah.
and put one roll of a small bit of bubbles around it, and it came arriving in pieces. Right, it had an effect on me because I actually found a woman who repairs this sort of thing, and she did a very good job.
Can't see it, it's broken.
And in fact, Lalit says it's stronger and better than it was when she did it.
Right.
And this woman and I got quite friendly. And one night she asked me, am I interested in meeting a woman? And I went round to dinner.
And what's her name?
Well, her name is Faye Silverman.
Oh, okay.
Anyhow, there were about 10 people at the thing, and she wanted me to meet this woman, and I sat next to someone who I thought was this woman, and the description I'd been given didn't
quite match. Right.
So, but I had a nice evening, and I said good night. And the next morning, I was phoned and asked, do you want to go to a concert with this woman? So I wasn't very keen. So, but I said, what is a concert? And they were playing Marlowe, which I like hearing. So I decided, well, I'll have a concert on. It's worth it. And I went there, and lo and behold, a different woman turns up. And that was Rachel.
Okay. Okay, so and you've been going out with what year was that?
2000. In 2000.
In 2000.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been going out with Raquel for 12 years.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And
sorry, this is not on the thing.
Yes, it's recorded.
I think we've got a very good recipe. We get on extremely well, but we don't live together.
Okay.
I think that after we both had very happy marriages, and it's both set in our certain ways, and both value our freedom.
Yeah.
And I think this
together but separate.
I think if we were to, I don't know. I would make a go of most things, but I don't have to make a go.
Yeah. So David joined you in the flat here when?
Well, David, I'd asked David if he wanted to come out here when I first came, and he said no. And he seemed to be progressing okay. And then I got a phone call from Michelle, who said they'd found him in a terrible condition, and I was arranging to come and see him in September or October of 2001, and this was in May.
Yeah.
So instead I went there in June, and then decided that he best should come out to South Africa. So he came back with me in June 2001.
And he died when?
23rd of March 2009.
Right. So it's been more than 3 years now. Yeah.
And well, resulting from his death, I'm writing a book.
Right.
Which has helped me and the girls a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
But the aim of the book is that David wanted to something for the mentally ill, or lots. He was an activist
Right.
in this country.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very upset that he didn't achieve this.
Do you feel he was maltreated in the...
At the time of his death.
Would you feel he was maltreated in Valkenburg? Yeah.
Maltreated is the wrong word. It is, the whole system is wrong, and it gives rise to people not being given the right treatment. I'm not in the blame situation. They were not to blame for his illness, and I can't say that they were to blame for his death. However, and we put it another way, that matters might have been different if the system was right and if the doctors had done the right thing.
What's essentially wrong with the system?
I think essentially is that two worlds have been created. One inside an asylum and the other outside. And that the psychiatrists, just like the patients, become long-term prisoners within that system.
Right.
And it's a separation of it.
And you're coming out with a book on
This is
what happened
the
today,
main
issue.
way of changing this in a simple way.
So we're going to conclude here. Chad, thanks very much for a fantastic interview. Looking back, how old are you now?
I'm 80.
80. Over the last 80 years, give us a couple of things you want to say on reflection, and then we'll wrap it up.
Well, on reflection, I have had an extremely happy, fruitful and enjoyable life.
Sounds like it, yeah.
There have been two blights. The early death of Addie and David's death.
Right.
None which I could control. Maybe I could have controlled something with David, but I have no feelings of guilt about it. And I still continue to enjoy life.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much. It was a great interview. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Good.